Hi guys, this is IGCSE O-Level Chemistry, paper 22, extended MCQs, June 2021, question 21. Burning fossil fuels releases sulfur dioxide which leads to acid rain. Which ion in the rainwater causes it to be acidic? So in order for any substance to be an acid, it should donate H positive ions or it should contain H positive ions which can be donated. So even if rainwater is acidic, it must contain H positive ions. So this makes option A the correct option for this question. Question 22. Which statement about the trend shown by the elements of period 3 in the period table is not correct? The elements become less metallic across the period. Yes, the metallic character decreases along a period. So this is correct. The group number increases across a period. Yes, in a period we are moving from group 1 till group 8. So the group number definitely increases. The number of electron shells increases across a period. No, the number of electron shells present in the atoms in a period is the number of period itself. So if it is period 3, that means it has got 3 electron shells, the elements in period 3. So the number of electron shells do not change for elements in the same period. So this is incorrect. And the number of outer electron increase across the period. Yes, there is a gain of an electron in the outermost shell as we move along a period because we go from group 1 till group 8. So group 1 has one outermost electron, group 2 has two, group 3 has three, so on and so forth. So there is a net increase in the outer electrons in the atoms of elements when you move across a period. So this statement is correct as well, making option C the correct option for this question. Question 23. The diagram shows the positions of elements E, F, G, and H in the periodic table. E and F belong to group 1, G and H belong to group 7. Which statement about elements E, F, G, and H are correct? So, statement 1. E has a higher density than F. No, F has a higher AR than E. So, F would have a higher density than E. So, this is incorrect. E has a higher melting point than F. Yes. For group 1, the melting point decreases down the group. So, E would have a higher melting point than F. This is correct. Next, G has a darker color than H. G is chlorine, it is green colored gas, and H is bromine, it is an orange colored liquid. So G has a darker color than H. No, it would have a lighter color than H. The intensity of color increases down group 7. So this is incorrect. G has a lower melting point than H. G is a gas, H is a liquid. So it would have a lower melting point than H. The melting point down the group in the halogen group, that is group 7, it increases down the group, the melting point. So G has a lower melting point than H. This statement is correct. Since statements 2 and 4 are correct, option D is the correct option for this question. Question 24. When aqueous iodine is added to a solution of vanadium ions, V2 positive, the V2 positive ion each lose one electron. When aqueous iodine is added. Okay. Which property of transition element is shown by this reaction? So transition elements have variable oxidation states. Yes, because if V2 positive is losing an electron, it is converting into V3 positive. So V2 positive going to V3 positive is a change of oxidation state. Therefore, transition elements have variable oxidation states. Next, transition elements form a stable positive one ion. No, transition elements do not form a stable positive one ion. Transition elements are oxidizing agents. Transition elements themselves get oxidized, so they are reducing agents. And transition elements can act as catalysts. Yes, transition elements can act as catalysts, but that is not representative of the change in the oxidation state during the reaction with aqueous iodine. So, as an explanation, this statement is incorrect. So, this makes option A the correct option for this question. Question 25. A piece of aluminum is dropped into dilute hydrochloric acid. No immediate reaction is observed. Which statement explains this observation? Aluminium does not neutralize acids. This does not explain why and there is no immediate reaction observed. Aluminum is a non-metal, so does not react with acid. Aluminum is a metal. Aluminum is below hydrogen in the reactivity series. No, aluminum is well above hydrogen in the reactivity series. Aluminum is covered in an unreactive oxide layer. Yes, this is true. Aluminum reacts with water vapor or oxygen and produces a thin layer of Al2O3 on its surface. This is an unreactive layer of aluminum oxide. So because of this, the aluminum metal does not react upon exposure to dilute HCl in the case given. So this is the correct option for this question. So option D. Question 26. Some metal nitrates and carbonates decompose when heated strongly. Metal Q has a nitrate that decomposes to give a salt and a colorless gas only. The carbonates of metal Q does not decompose when heated with a Bunsen burner. What is metal Q? So the metal Q has a nitrate that decomposes to give a salt and a colorless gas only. So the colorless gas would be oxygen because when metal nitrates decompose, they produce NO2 gas, which is brown in color, and a colorless gas, which is oxygen. So in the case of metal Qs, NO2 is not being produced. So this is true for nitrates of group 1 metals. So calcium, copper, and zinc are not group 1 metals. They can be eliminated. The correct option for this question is option C because NO2 gas is not produced. So the reaction for sodium nitrate, NaNO3 on decomposition is it produces NaNO2 plus oxygen gas. So this is the reaction of metal Q nitrate upon decomposition. And the carbonate of metal Q does not decompose when heated in a Bunsen burner flame. So Na2CO3 upon heating does not decompose at the temperatures used in a Bunsen burner flame. So option C is the correct option for this question. Question 27. Aluminum is extracted from its ore by electrolysis. Which equation represents the reaction that occurs at the anode during the electrolysis? So, at the anode, we have oxidation taking place, and oxidation will take place for the oxide ion. So, oxide ion will be oxidized to oxygen gas. So, this would release 4 moles of electrons. So, this eliminates options A and B because they are equations for aluminum. Option C has oxide ion being oxidized to oxygen, and option D has oxide ions being reduced but producing oxygen, which is incorrect, making option C the correct option for this question. Question 28. Mild steel contains mostly of iron. Mild steel can be prevented from rusting by a process called galvanizing. Copper is not a very strong metal. However, if it is mixed with a suitable metal, a strong alloy called brass is produced. So brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. Which statement is correct? Copper corrodes very quickly when wet and brass does not. No, brass contains copper and zinc both. And compared to copper, zinc is more reactive, so it will corrode more quickly than copper. Copper is mixed with zinc to produce brass. Yes, copper and zinc mixture is brass or an alloy. Galvanizing mild steel changes it from a pure metal into an alloy. No, galvanizing is just coating it with a more reactive metal. When a steel object is galvanized, this means it is coated with a thin layer of tin. No, it is coated with a thin layer of zinc. That is what galvanizing is. So the correct option for this question is option B. Question 29. Water is used for the irrigation of crops and for drinking water. For which use must water be chlorinated? For irrigation, chlorination is not required, but For drinking, chlorination is required to kill the microbes present in water and to make it consumable by human beings. So no to irrigation eliminates options A and B, and yes for drinking eliminates option D, making option C the correct option for this question. Question 30. Which natural resource cannot provide a raw material for the manufacture of ammonia? Air will provide nitrogen for the manufacture of ammonia. Limestone will provide calcium oxide and carbon dioxide upon decomposition, not nitrogen or hydrogen. Petroleum will provide hydrogen upon cracking, and water will provide hydrogen upon electrolysis. So air provides nitrogen, petroleum provides hydrogen, water provides hydrogen, limestone will provide nothing, making option B the correct option for this question.